Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Inside Lowell podcast. I am your host, Teddy Panos, coming to you from the WellPoint Studios in downtown Lowell. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts and to its members. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. And we want to thank our friends at WellPoint for helping to make this podcast possible. And I want to thank all of our sponsors who help make Inside Lowell podcasts possible. Of course, besides our friends at WellPoint, we've got Washington Savings Bank. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties, the newest member of the Inside Lowell family, from affordable to luxurious apartments for all. Boston North Company, business solutions for restaurant and retail. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection to the Greater Lowell community since 1925. Francis E. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has trusted for over 4 decades. And last but certainly not least, our friends from the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the action and excitement of arena football to the Mill City. Thank you to all of them. And I want to thank my guest who's joining me here for this podcast. Recognizable face from the political circles in Lowell, having been a candidate for office a couple of times, but also a recognizable face for the work he does as the board president of the African Cultural Association of Greater Lowell. He is Ben Opara, and I'm really excited to have you here with me today, Ben.
Thank you, Teddy. It's lovely, lovely studio. It's my first time here.
You didn't run for office last time, so you didn't get dragged in here for an interview or a debate. But you're busy enough without politics getting in the way of things, because after a 5-year absence, it's been since 2019 since you've done this now. Yep. COVID ruined a lot of things. And one of those, unfortunately, was it caused the postponement of Lowell's African Festival, a phenomenal event. All the food, the music, the art, the culture of Lowell's rich African community. I'm really excited. When you reached out to me, I was excited knowing that you were coming back this year.
Thank you. So that was a pleasure, Teddy, right from your days at the radio.
Yeah.
And we always show up there clad in African attire, and you've been quite supportive, so we appreciate you.
So this year's event, as we mentioned, first time since 2019, June 8th, 11 to 7 p.m., 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., right down, as we call it, at the Boulevard, the Santos Pavilion, right on the banks of the Merrimack River. Beautiful place to hold a festival.
Place, yes. Yeah. And that has been something that we've been promoting with all our artists and the band, various bands we are bringing this year. This year we are bringing about 3 full-fledged bands, and we tell them, when you come, when you're going to be performing in the banks of Merrimack River.
Yeah, in a beautiful state. But so that's one of the things you folks really made sure of. Since it's the first one in 5 years, you've expanded this festival. It's going to be bigger and better than ever, and it took a community, the entire community, to get involved with that. Tell me a little bit about how the planning has gone and what is going to be bigger and better this year.
Thank you. See, because we haven't had it now for about 5 years, we decided to expand the planning committee. So we included people from across all the countries of the continent. So the planning committee is about 18 individuals that we'll be meeting since March. We meet every other Wednesday, but beginning tomorrow, we're going to be meeting weekly, just to make sure that everyone's ideas are included and everyone participates in the process of planning this festival, because we expect this one to be probably the largest that we have done. So we've had people that started the festival way back in 2000 all come and get involved, just with the idea of making it pretty successful this year.
So you were already the largest African festival in all of Massachusetts. You're also the oldest. You were the first one.
We were the first one to start it here, and the folks from Worcester then came over and took a template from us, and then subsequently people from Boston took a template from us. And the idea is to keep expanding. So we invite them to keep coming to take templates from us. We're glad to do that. Imitation
is the most sincere form of flattery, as they say. So how many nations are represented, and I assume every one of these nations that are representative has a presence
in
Lowell?
Yes, has a presence in Lowell, But we made sure that we balance. It's a balancing act, so that one particular nation or one region of the continent is not overrepresented over the rest. So we balance. Even with the food, we make sure that we split the continent into four, 8 regions, like East, West, North, and South, and we have food from all these various areas. Some areas are difficult to get, food vendors, but across board, we try to balance that act. Also with performers and performances, we have performers from West Africa, we have bands from East Africa, we are selecting bands from South, and I'm excited about this year about a performer that is going to be coming from, that is here in Lowell, but she will be giving us a rendition or an ensemble from the North African section of the continent. So it's going to be quite interesting.
Love it, of course. The music can make a festival, but the food as well. So when you say your food vendors, are these businesses that also are operational that people can visit year round, or are these organizations, church groups, or whatever that are kind of working right now, probably preparing for?
Yes, working around the clock preparing. Now we have a church that will be vending food. There are individuals that have licenses to prepare food, and we also have them. We are looking at one restaurant in town with African, base to it to also participate. So we cut it across that way.
All right.
But most of them are residents in Lowell and the region.
Okay. What are some of the foods that folks can expect to be able to try out there and sample?
Well, we have the samosas of the world. We have the jollof rice. There's a competition between Nigerian jollof and Ghanaian jollof rice. Have you tasted jollof rice?
I don't think I have.
Okay. A friend of mine, Jack, he always comes to the Jack John Mitchell. He comes to the Low Folk Festival over at the Nigerian booth at St. Anne's Church just to try out the Nigerian jollof rice.
Okay.
So it's a form of variety of rice preparation that they call jollof rice, JOLLOF. So Nigerians have their version, Ghanaians have their own version, and cut right across west coast of Africa. So we expect.
So we should have like some judges have a competition and see who makes the best.
Yes, we are doing that, and then part of the excitement of this year will be that, and also fashion show that will be put forth by a group in this organizing committee. So we are looking forward to all these.
Well, you have a little bit of everything. What's the main meat that is eaten across the continent?
Well, it goes.
In case you can't tell from my build, I can stock up on meat and protein all day long.
There is lamb. There's a lot of goat.
Already, I'm sold.
Yes, goat meat is pretty popular in some parts of West, and also very, very popular in East.
Popular among Greeks as well.
Yes,
my dad used to do it all the time when I went to Greece. I love it.
Oh, wow. Goat meat is good. So we have that. And we have just a variety of food that is difficult to really pinpoint. But these, we're expecting some good rendition this year.
All right, I love it. You mentioned music. Tell me about some of the other performers as well, besides the big headliner you're looking forward to.
Well, yes, we have a band coming from Boston, got a couple of bands from Boston. In the meantime, we are bringing a real sound system, a group of sound makers, also from the southern part of Massachusetts, to supply us good sound equipment. And then we have a band that is Zambian based. They're based in Somerville, where we look forward to them performing. Also, besides the other bands that we were thinking of bringing a band out of Maine called Maine Marimba. They've always participated in our festival, but this year we couldn't bring them because of budgetary reasons. Okay. So we have those full-fledged bands. We have a drum dance and teaching band out of Western Mass that are also coming. And believe it or not, we have a local, a Lowellian that doesn't look African if you look at him, but he's African in spirit. And he's a singer-songwriter, a blues Americana singer-songwriter. So it's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to spill the beans, and he's going to be coming to perform his gig as African, though he's He's from Lowell, and he was born and raised in Lowell. He doesn't look African, but we know all music is universal, so it's going to be a surprise.
The music and the dance, it's celebratory though, right? It's hard to kind of sit down and sit still, or it's not like being in a church, right?
No.
We're gonna dance a little
We're
bit,
going to dance,
right?
and that's why we're bringing the drum team from Western Mass. So we have it, in front of the stage there, where they invite people to come and dance right on the floor.
And in terms of the arts and the crafts, what type of displays will be there?
Yes, there are various arts and crafts, the beautiful clothing, the carvings. Interestingly, this year, we are going to be sold out, I think, by tomorrow of arts and craft booths. And we are located 27 arts and craft booths, but I think we're going to start this morning. We are 26. So by 27, we'll be sold out. So there are various, they are coming from all over the place to display their art.
More than 24 arts and crafts display tents, booths, tents.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's
absolutely.
That's
and
great.
There are non-profits that are coming just to display their arts, and also to hand out flyers, and I'm excited about this festival.
Will a lot of this stuff be for sale? If folks be able to?
Yes.
Because I imagine that folks are going to want to take some bit of that culture back with them, right?
Yes, exactly. But a bunch of them are for sale. Most of those, vendors are coming to sell their goods, and we will have some goodies also. The board of the African Cultural Association have some goodies to give to people just for coming to the festival. So I'm going to keep that. We'll surprise them when they show up.
All right, fantastic. We're chatting with Ben Opara. He is the board president of the African Cultural Association of Lowell. He's here to talk about Saturday, June 8th, the 2024 African Festival Lowell, the first one since 2019, and we're really looking forward to it. You know better than anybody how many people it takes to support something like this and put it on. So I just want to give you a chance a little bit to talk about the various agencies that have worked with you folks to help present this. Obviously, you're working with the state and the city, right? Just to secure that venue, the Sampras Pavilion and the little parks there along the Merrimack River. You got a partnership going with all of them, right?
Yes. It's been wonderful. This particular festival has been wonderful. The state has been wonderful. This year, folks have been fantastic. The city, with the city manager, they've been phenomenal in helping us. Offered us, not just the Sampras Pavilion that we are entitled to, but also the regatta field to the right, both fields to the right, for parking and so on. So it's been a pleasure working with them. I perhaps think because it has, we haven't had this festival now in almost 4 or 5 years. So the reception has been wonderful. All the staff of, Peter Crew and Roberto Day over at Case, they've been phenomenal. And I just cannot thank them enough. Then State Senator, Ed Kennedy's office has also been wonderful with helping us through all the details of the state and funding and so on. It's been fantastic. And then local nonprofits, hospitals, basic local nonprofits that have been helpful to us over the years have just kicked in high gear this time to really make it possible for us to bring this festival to Lowell.
I'm glad to hear that, because obviously people have missed it. And while I'm guessing you could theoretically go there, there's no cover charge or anything to get in. You buy your food, you buy any souvenirs or whatever that you want, but it's not a free festival to put on. I'm sure it costs an awful lot of money. So you rely on these agents, the state, obviously, the city, other organizations. And I assume you've got some businesses that are helping out as well?
Yes, exactly. Local businesses that are taking ads and, helping us with sponsorship. Enterprise Bank has been, great. Merrimack, Housing Partnership. These are all groups in the city that, really have the Parker Foundation that really have been quite helpful to having this festival come to Lowell in this state.
You guys ever do a crowd size estimate? I know when they do the Lowell Folk Festival, which is, the big one where all the ethnicities and cultures come together, they talk about over 100,000 people. Any idea how many people will descend on the African Festival?
It is hard to estimate, but from from 2018, when we had a drone fly across between the peak hours of the festival, we had a rough count of about 2,000.
Wow.
So this year, the peak hour is between 2 and 4, or 3 and 5, and that's when we had the drone flyover in 2017, 2018. This year, we're looking well over 2,000.
Yeah. I'm going to stop by with my kids probably a little earlier before the crowds are too big. So is there a Facebook page folks can go get information? We're sharing some as well at
InsideLowell.org, Facebook page African Festival Lowell, the website AfricanFestivalLowell.org. They can shoot us emails if any person has any questions or concerns that they want to share with us. info@AfricanFestivalLowell.org.
All right, and save that date, Saturday, June 8th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's a lot of stuff going on this time of year, but I think people can find a couple of hours to stop by there.
Yes, I would pray for good weather.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Always with the festival. Ben Opara, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for keeping this thing alive and bringing it back. We've seen so many things disappear since 2020, and to have it come back is great for the city, great for our region. It's a great advertisement for what we have here.
And thank you, Teddy, for all you do around here with communication and spreading the word for everyone. And we really appreciate you.
We try. We without groups like yours, our city's not the same. Thanks so much, Ben.
Thanks, Teddy.
All right, we want to thank Ben Opara for joining us and all the organizers and the volunteers who are stepping forward to bring back African Festival Lowell 2024. And of course, we want to thank you, our Inside Lowell audience. As we like to say, Inside Lowell. If Lowell is your home, this is your place. Thanks.